And something that is funny is how nostalgia works, because now we're looking at the 80s and 90s with nostalgia goggles. There is a lot of movies that are coming and series set in the 80s and the 90s. And it's like it was the peak of our civilization. But that's just nostalgia speaking, because if you're looking at any metrics of human development, it was not a better period. It was less safe and less accepting, less tolerant. You didn't have as much life expectancy, any metrics you can look at. But what is interesting is that nostalgia is coming in waves. And if you're looking at maybe 10 or 20 years ago, what was seen as being nostalgic was the 70s. Now it's the 80s and 90s, and what is starting is the 2000s as well. And why do we see it as nostalgic? Because now the biggest cohort that is in art and entertainment, writing all the scenarios and making the art, are actually millennials. And we're seeing that as nostalgic because this is where we grew up. This is when we grew up, when the world looked easier, when the world looked safe, because our parents were looking after a lot of the things. That's why we're seeing it as we didn't have to be adult. Now we need to pay the bills. Now we need to do a lot of things. And but at the end of the day, here, this is coming from a true story.